don't care.
What's up, Vanguard?
Hello, Vangas. That just hits different now, doesn't it, dude? It just hits a little diff when you're WhatsApping with Gunther. You know what I'm saying? It just hits a little diff, baby.
The chat's been livelier than this fucking race. I mean, should we just spend the whole podcast talking about Gunther Steiner or what?
I don't know what you're talking about. This was the best race of the fucking year, dude. Listen, I didn't come, but baby, it felt good. It felt good. No, I was like, this is the most boring race I've ever seen in my life. And then the last 10 minutes, I was on the edge of my fucking seat.
I was irritated by that because I was like, ooh, this will be nice. Like, I'm really sleepy and I'll just be able to go back to sleep. And then, of course, I'm like, oh, fuck. Now my heart rate is like way up. I won't be able to go back to sleep. And he's still not going to win. I knew he wasn't going to fucking win.
No, you didn't, dude. You didn't.
Know. I did know. I mean, okay. Can we just say, all right? We're gonna fight. We'll fight in a minute.
Yes.
But let's say something nice about each other. Let's be nice to each other before we're mean to each other.
Okay.
Let's just agree that road track that sucked. Classic F1 track absolutely sucked.
And then they say, the thing about this track is that it's really hard to pass. And I say, what's the point then? Hey, like, what are we talking about?
Where are all the pitchforks for this race?
Right.
Where are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, okay, maybe no more Imola.
Right.
Maybe no more. Okay, if you're gonna like put chicanes where it used to be lit,
right?
Then maybe just get rid of the fucking track, or maybe it's just not an F1 track anymore because these cars are too fucking big.
Right. Just to have one straight, essentially, like one place where you could activate the DRS and it could actually mean something. It's just like what option, what chance did sweet baby Lando have when he finally caught Max on the last lap? And it's like, well, guess what?
There was no more DRS places.
There's no more DRS places, and he spends all this time closing the gap. He finally reaches him, and there's nowhere to pass on a lap. It's crazy. I was feeling the same thing. You know where this problem doesn't happen? In Las Vegas.
Didn't happen, and we had a lit race in Miami.
Yeah, we
Singapore
did.
was lit. All the street tracks seemed to be Liddy McTitty. And all the classic purpose-built tracks seemed to suck fucking ass. That race was good in the sense that like what it portends for the future.
Right.
Like it's a nice opening act to something that's interesting, but the race in a microcosm sucked ass. Like if you didn't know that this was if you just were like an alien dropped in and you didn't realize like, oh, Max is bleeding here, like, oh, this is a big sea change for McLaren, and Lando just won a race and now he's hunting Max down, and Max is not hammering out this seriously. You realize that this race is a sea change, but without grander context, like this race sucked. This track sucks.
Yeah.
Get rid of this track and I'd rather have a Milwaukee Grand Prix in the streets of fucking. Let's do a Kansas City Grand Prix. Let's get Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to wave the flag together.
Yeah.
Somewhere random in the Midwest.
Yeah, we'll do a live show pod with the New Heights boys.
Yeah.
Red Flags X New Heights, you know what I'm saying? And we'll make it poppin'.
Yes. So fuck this Italian track. Fuck this European track. Fuck this classic track. Fuck this track that killed 2 people in one weekend.
Right.
And it's like, as we go on, we remember. Let's forget this track and move on.
100%. You know what I would never move on, though, from? Nice. Our daddies of the pod. We got to thank them. Let's discuss Imola. Do we want to start with Lando? Or do we want to start with Yuki? Let's start with that qualifying session.
Let's start with the fact that, I mean, this is the highlight of the race.
Yeah, highlight of the weekend.
Highlight of the whole weekend is it?
Lando Schmorris, you know what I mean? Yuki Tsunoda was in P2 in Q2 and didn't even come out of the fucking pits.
he was just like, yeah, that lap was perfect.
Yeah, he said, mic drop, bitch, mic drop.
No notes to himself. He's like, yeah, I think we're good with that one.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. I think that'll do.
It was just like him and Max just been like, yeah, I think we're good.
No, even Max went out. Even Max went out to get another. Yes, dude. Only in Q2, only Yuki Tsunoda stayed in the pits because that lap was so fucking good that he was like, I don't need to go out there and huge dick energy in Q2 because people do that in Q1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's like the move you do in Q1, but to do that in Q2, epic.
Yeah. It's crazy because, Lando made his bones bodying Daniel Ricciardo. That's how he kind of got.
Yes.
That was his first big feature.
Right.
And then now it's Yuki. But not really. Nobody seems to give a shit.
No one seems to give a shit, and it's pissing me off because like that was a wildly impressive performance. Even I was like, listen, we glaze Yuki constantly, but sometimes I have to stretch to do it. You know what I'm saying? I have to like make.
Really? I mean, after this weekend, I'm like, am I glazing him hard enough? I mean.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This weekend, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes in the past, I've had to be like, but really, I'm stretching a bit. I was genuinely fucking impressed.
Yes.
It felt like a big step.
And the other thing is, I mean, Perez struggled. I mean, bad. This was a bad weekend for Perez. This was a terrible weekend for Perez. One of the all-time stinkers for Perez. Yeah. And I think at some point, and I think this goes to show, like when I was saying in the Patreon episode.
Subscribe to Patreon.
It was the best episode in the world, and way better than this one. And it's like Alex Albon gets all this love, and I'm like, why? Who is he beating? And then I'm like, oh, and then you remember Yuki is just fucking like every weekend is just kind of smacking Daniel Ricciardo, who is a proven race-winning, Vettel matching / beating, Max Verstappen challenging, Nico Hulkenberg destroying Formula One driver.
Yes.
And Yuki's just smacking him every weekend. And I'm like, why isn't he getting calls from Williams? Why isn't he getting calls from Audi? Why isn't he? And I honestly think, Alonso talks about British bias. I think there's some British bias. Like, he's just kind of not, people don't see him in that sort of leadership way.
Right.
But the fact that if you just compare teammates that they're beating right now, it's just not like he's kind of doing to what Daniel Ricciardo, what Albon is doing to Logan Sargent, and who the fuck?
Right.
Who? Right?
Yeah.
Who? Nicholas who?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
It's that. It's really crazy that Albon is getting, generating generational wealth right now.
Yep.
And Yuki's out here struggling to get his restaurant money up.
Yeah, it's fucking true.
Lando is basically built generational on top of generational wealth off beating Daniel Ricciardo. Where's Yuki's generational wealth? I want Yuki's great-great-grandchildren to not have to work a day in their life, and they'd be like, why? It's like, well, my great-great-grandfather Yuki Tsunoda bodied Daniel Ricciardo. So
let's make one thing clear. If Yuki Tsunoda doesn't get a seat or is out of F1 prematurely, we got to do a podcast with him. Another show on the Red Flags Media Network. Another spinoff. We got the Red Flags podcast. We got Vanka Hours. And what would we call our show with Yuki? What would our show with Yuki be?
The motherfucking cunt suck my dick Fuck you, you cocksucking motherfucking vaffanculo.
Or how about this?
Tezza di cazzo.
Che cazzo, Maria stronza della merda puttana marafank.
Exactly.
That's what you wanted. No, we call it Let's Fucking Cook with Yuki Tsunoda, dude.
It's a cooking show. It's a food show.
It's a food show.
We don't even talk Formula One.
The thing is, the kid's so fucking talented on track, but he's not making his generational wealth there because, he can make it in other places. But it's bullshit because he should be making it on the fucking track. He should be in the RB seat next year at the very least, and he should be fucking considered for the Red Bull seat. I'm saying it. He should be considered for the Red Bull seat.
They should put him in and just see what happens. I mean, they need to shit or get off the pot with him.
Mm-hmm.
Just put him in, see what happens. I mean,
what more does he have to do?
Well, what less can Perez be doing right at the moment?
Right. Well, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Perez.
I mean, what he got knocked out? He got knocked out in Q2, and it's not actually. I don't really want to shit on Perez too much. What I really wanted to do this episode, and we'll talk about it later, but I really just want to say that, like, I think this car is like a bitch. This car sucks.
Yes.
I think it's fast, but I think it kind of sucks to drive.
Yes.
And I think we're really seeing why Max is special.
Yes. That's what this race was to me. This race was like, despite everything, Max was still able to fucking put it on pole, was still able to win that race in a car that is nothing but problems.
Yes, and I think Red Bull was on the back foot this whole weekend.
Yes.
And I think everybody took away from this. I mean, that's why I wanted to fight you. Because like the obvious takeaway from this race is like, oh my God, this is Lando's time, McLaren's time, blah 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 blah. That's like the level one takeaway. But I think like for me, the big takeaway was like, oh fuck, Max is so much better than everybody else. Because even on a weekend like this,
yes,
even where everything goes wrong,
totally,
he's still fine. Even when the car fucking sucks, and I don't mean it's slow. I mean it's just a pain in the ass to drive. The window's narrow. They're bad on their tires. It doesn't turn. He's going off every other place. I mean, not that it's just like look where Perez is. Like the car really isn't good, and they're doing last minute changes. They're cramming. It's like the cut is due like the day that the cut is due in like tomorrow. Opening night is tomorrow, and they're still editing the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And they managed to get the cut together, and they come in with the film reel and they put it in and they're like, I hope this cut together, and it did. And right, and it won the film festival. But
well, there were two reels, and there was one that Max put together in the car, and there was one that Checo put together in the car.
There was the Max Verstappen cut, and there was the Checo cut.
Exactly, and the
Checo cut was, as my film professor used to say, this is unwatchable. But unwatchable. So
I honestly think, I agree. I think that like Checo was. I think he was below where he should have been, but Max was also so much higher than where he should have been because of his greatness. I took that away from this as well. Max is unfucking believable.
And he did things that like a great driver shouldn't have to do. Like he's like Nico Hülkenberg. He got a tow from Nico Hülkenberg, like he thought, because I don't know if Nico was joking, but Nico goes, no, Max gave me a tow before, so I thought I'd give him a tow. I don't know if he was joking, but did Max play some politics shit with a driver he's not really competing with? Like, hey, I'll help you get into Q3 if you help me get on pole.
I love that.
Because Nico said Max gave me a tow. I gave him a tow. So it's like Max is eating pussy. He's not just like when his dick isn't working so great.
Yeah,
he's getting not so hard. He can eat the pussy too.
Yeah, 20-second winning by 20 seconds. That's not pussy eating driving.
No, that's just you got an iron
scraping out a win when Lando catches you in the last fucking lap and
no battery,
battery,
and you're on the back foot all weekend. The other thing is, so it's like. The thing is in order for Max to lose, like so many things have to go wrong. Like a lot of things went wrong for Max, but not enough things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, but the thing that didn't go wrong was Max. Max was the thing that didn't go wrong. Everything else went wrong around him. He just, No,
but there was no safety car. He didn't. He didn't sustain damage in the bollard, which Max himself dismissed. The other thing is Lando kind of got lucky again. because I know I'm going to be.
Yeah. No, because Oscar had him.
Oscar had him this weekend.
That should have been Oscar.
That should have been Oscar in that position. And then I think Lando probably would have been faster, like overall, like in the race. Yeah. But that would have just been a pain in the ass to get by him. It would have slowed him down.
Yeah.
Lando did not. Everything was like Lando did not nail that weekend. Like that was a weekend for Lando to nail. He did not nail it.
Right.
I was like reading somebody was saying that actually like Lando's not as good at fast circuits. Like Oscar's kind of more of a specialist on fast circuits. And Lando's more of a expert at slow circuits. So like that's kind of Oscar tends to do better relative to Lando there. But
interesting.
So it wasn't a surprise to this analyst that Oscar might have had the upper hand at a place like Imola. But I mean, Oscar had him that weekend. And you know, whatever tire degradation he would have suffered, you know, Lando probably would have gotten the better of him, but it would have just he wouldn't have been in that position.
Right.
And,
no, totally.
And so I think that Lando, I think, you know, you're seeing this and you're like, okay, Lando might be the second best driver, but it's just Max so crazy good. That was my impression. I was like, he's fucking.
I get that.
Unbeatable, dude.
Right. But I think the thing that I took away from this weekend was like, it was a crazy feat that Max was able to do that. It shows exactly how great he is. But there's still, it's like when you watch a guy juggle 10 balls and you're like, that's fucking impressive. But over the course of the season, he's going to drop a ball or two. He's not. That's
for sure.
And that's what this race kind of felt like. It was like, and even you talk about the narrow window, it feels like this McLaren is a joy to drive. Seems like this McLaren has actually a pretty big window. Now, the high is maybe not as high as when the Red Bull's in the right window, but it's got a bigger fucking window. So it can be more consistent over the course of the year. And so I think what this year, I'm hoping what it looks like it's going to turn out to be is that like the McLarens seem like they're going to just like be there. And then if Max can't pull off a fucking miracle like he did this weekend, then all of a sudden who's going to be there to pick up the pieces? It's going to be Lando or Piastri. And I think they'll both get more wins this year. I think it'll happen for both of them.
Well, I think it shows that we're going to have a better season, and then we're going to have to see Max fight for every win. And he's going to have to work. He goes, wow, he actually admitted, he goes, I had to work for that one.
And I got to say, he looked so happy on the podium in a way that Max did. In a way that I feel like when he wins by 20 seconds, he's like,
he's bored.
He's like, fucking, give me my trophy. Like, I'm the shit, whatever. He, I think, was exhilarated by how hard he had to work. And
I want you to beat me, Lando Norris.
Yeah, literally.
That's exactly what it was.
I want you to beat me, Lando Norris.
That's exactly what it was. He had to draw because Lando made him pull out the whole dick.
Yes.
He made him race. He made him work his hardest, and he made Max show his greatness.
And Max was turned on by it. It's fucking, it's like this is
challengers.
It's challengers. It's everything. I mean, I was even thinking about tennis. McEnroe, Bjorg.
Right.
And like, when Bjorg quit, McEnroe didn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah,
he was just like, what? Yeah. I've got nothing to do. There's no point of this thing for me.
Borg was the millstone in which McEnroe like sharpened himself against.
Exactly.
And without Borg, McEnroe had no purpose.
Right. And you thought it was like, for Max, it was always Lewis. Lewis was that person.
Yes.
Sometimes kind of Leclerc, but not even really. And now Lando's kind of like throwing his hat into the ring. What about me? And I think, but I think also because of their friendship, I think that Max is just like into it. Max fucking it's challengers.
It is fucking challengers.
It's challenger. They were so happy on that podium, dude.
Max is the rat guy, right? Though.
Oh yeah.
Max is the rat man.
The guy with the ears. Yeah.
And the other,
favorite actor.
Lando is nice simp guy.
Yes, totally.
But they're both actually snakes.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect 1-to-1, but they're just horny for each other. Josh O'Connor, and Mike. Yeah. Max is Josh O'Connor. He's just like, I'm just the shit. And sometimes my personality gets in the way, but like, let's all be aware of the fact that I'm the fucking truth. Dude, Max was. I mean, he's unbelievable. He was fucking simming the night before.
Yeah.
24 hours, a 24-hour sim race.
Well, because he's already beaten the game. He's already beaten He's already beaten the Red Dead Redemption arc. He's already beaten the main story. So now he's like robbing locomotives. He's doing the side quests, right?
Right.
But it's not like on the way to beating the game. He's already beat the game, and he's like, well, I want to get my money's worth.
He just needs the challenge. He just wants the challenge. That's where I think he feels like that's where he feels the best is when he's being. I think that's a common feeling of people that are at the top of their field.
Well, they want. Well, it's like Zendaya. Like, I just want to see some really fucking good tennis. That's what she said. Because I was like really struggling with that move. Like, what was it? And then you go back to like, she didn't care who won. She's like, I don't care who wins. Like, who do you want to win? To give the number. She goes, I'm throwing my number out there because I want to see some good fucking tennis. And it's about just reaching your peak.
And I think as fans feel that too. It's like we just and I think especially with Formula One. I mean, you can have your faves, whatever, but like I think how I feel when I watch races is I just want to see some fucking good tennis. I just want to see some good racing.
I want to see Max jump over a
the net.
Spoiler alert! Fast forward 15 seconds if you haven't seen the movie. I want to see Max jump over a curb, leap out of the car, and land in Lando's arms.
Yeah, and then they kiss, and then they kiss, dude. and then
Zendaya's like, "Come on, let's go!" Yeah.
And that's the first time she screamed in the way that we saw her scream before she got injured.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't think that we were going to be challengers.
No, it is challengers. I can't believe we got challengers.
There. I think it's also, but I think that's what today was like a peek into maybe what this could be. Last week Miami kind of was as well, but there was the safety car. Lando felt like he got lucky. This was kind of like, oh shit, like we actually might get some fucking good racing this year.
We will get some good racing next year, but in terms of a championship battle, I don't think we're going to get it, unfortunately.
This year, no. Next
maybe
year,
next
I don't
year.
know.
Maybe next
year, I don't know. These McLarens,
I think maybe next year. I think if McLaren continues like this, and Red Bull continues to, continue to go the way they're going, I think 2025 might be. I think Lando might have that Max Verstappen 2021 season where it's just a bloodbath.
Oh my God!
But you want to know something that's interesting?
Yeah.
Is Christian Horner maybe a month ago when he was going through that, like, will Max leave? And Max and Christian was like, no one's bigger than the team, right?
Right.
He's like, we got the fastest car. Go fuck yourself. That's kind of the
Not
subtext.
anymore.
Not anymore. I mean, now they need fucking Max.
Yes.
Without Max, I don't. It's just like, look where Perez is. Perez is a solid driver. Look where he was.
Yeah.
Look where every other solid driver has been compared to him. I think that car is a bitch to drive.
I mean, look, in free practice, he went off. I mean, it was like he was struggling with he was struggling with the car. It wasn't like Max was on top of it the whole weekend at all. He was,
and it's because they've had to make that car so much pointier, I think, to just stay ahead of these guys. And they haven't had to do that before. But now it's like the McLarens and the Ferraris are getting closer, and they're going like, okay, we need to up the pointiness of this car to get it. I think the faster it gets, the narrower the window, the harder it is to drive. I think that's kind of what it is. And like now he's basically playing on legendary mode in Halo, and no one else can do it.
Totally. That's 100% right.
So I think there's kind of this Faustian bargain that they have with this car, where it's like it's the fastest car, but it's the hardest to drive.
Right.
And I think that happy to be proven wrong, but if you stuck a Leclerc or a Norris, even anybody, I think you stick anybody else in that car, I don't know how they're doing in there.
Yeah, not sure. Yeah,
happy to see someone else try though.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get Yuki Tsunoda in there, and we'll see what the kid can do.
I think it's just I think they're worried about would Yuki maintain his newfound composure in a car.
Of course. Yeah, I mean,
but only one way to find out. Only one way to find out.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about McLaren. Because last year, let's remember their journey last year. They started out shit, and then they brought these upgrades, and then all of a sudden, they were the new kids on the block. And then this year starts, and they're slow. They're looking like the third or fourth fastest team on the grid.
And we're all like, Lando's a fucking idiot. I was like that. How stupid is fucking Lando? Because the Mercedes seat was wide open.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my God, Lewis left. This fucking idiot could be a Mercedes right now. Now it's looking the opposite. I mean, we'll see what happens 2026.
Yeah. But right now it's looking like stay the fuck away from the Mercedes AMG
Oh
Petronas
my God, we'll get to them in a minute. But yeah,
I think it's their crew there, you know, like they know the car. It feels like they really fucking understand what's gonna work, what's gonna be fucking useful. And had Max not gotten that toe, Oscar Piastri's on pole.
He was on pole, and he might have won that fucking race.
He might have won that race. I put money on him winning that fucking race, and he fucking should have won. He could have won. I would have.
That's my red flag of the day, honestly.
Yeah,
because it's like I can't care. Like,
yeah,
when I saw that it was Kevin Magnussen that he impeded, I was like, you fucking deserve it, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like hey, take one less point off of K-Mag's license. How about that? Hey, let's negotiate. Let's negotiate. Let's negotiate. You want to keep driving in Formula One? How about we take a couple points off the license, and then, you know, I'll take them. Piastri say, hey, I'll take those points. I'll take them off of your license. I'll take them.
Right.
Listen to me, Bubby. Let's work this out.
It's like he's getting knocked out in Q1 anyway. Let's just have a good race here.
Right.
I was so upset. I was like, you fucking deserve it. You've been impeding people your whole fucking life.
Yeah, dude.
And now we're going to see a shittier race because you got knocked out of Q1 more convincingly than you usually do. Because
that's why we need Michael Massey back, dude, because he would have been like,
Michael Massey would have understood it and would have been like, no.
Yeah.
No. I disagree. I think Oscar Piastri should be on I think he should be on fucking
in second on the front row.
On the front row.
Yeah.
Actually, well, on the front row wouldn't have worked. He needed to be on pole.
I don't know. He could have gotten the jump. I mean, Lando got a good jump, but who knows?
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
But Oscar's been racy these past couple races. I mean, he's struggled, but he's also been.
No, his time will come. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. And
the kid, he's really fucking good. He's really good.
Hear that, Nicole? Jenny hear that? We love your son.
We do. Shh. Yeah, wait. We're talking about Mercedes.
Yeah, they suck, dude. They suck. They brought upgrades, dude.
Yeah.
They brought fucking upgrades. It's like Ferrari brought upgrades. McLaren brought like holy shit upgrades. Ferrari brought upgrades that are like, okay, we're still in the mix, but maybe McLaren's eclipsing us. We'll see if Ferrari can figure the upgrades out, because sometimes there's like a learning curve when you bring them. You don't understand them. But Mercedes brought upgrades, and they're just like, okay, maybe Lewis doesn't fight with Hülkenberg anymore. Like, what? Now they're kind of in their own league now.
They're alone.
They're alone now.
In the mid. Just so
pathetic.
They're Alpine.
They're Alpine. They were Alpine used to be.
They are Alpine last year.
Yes.
That's what Mercedes is now. They're Alpine last year.
So
with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton as their drivers. And you're Alpine. And there's all this talk about driver this, driver that, Kimi this, Max that. Bubby,
you're not that guy, pal.
Bubby, you can fucking throw anyone in the history of Formula One in that car. You can throw Max Verstappen in that car. Throw Ayrton Senna in that car. Throw fucking Michael Schumacher in that car. He's in the middle, baby. It's 5th and 6th on a good day. It's 5th and 6th on a good day, baby.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
It's peak Toro Rosso. Like, it's pathetic.
Yes. And they don't understand the car. It's crazy. Wait, did you understand this whole situation that happened with George and Lewis?
Yes. So
can you explain it to me? Because I kind of didn't really understand what was going on.
George is a psychopath, is what it is.
well, yeah, okay.
Well, George outperformed Lewis all weekend. Lewis was,
right.
Fucking tinkering and dicking around and being like, I don't even want to be here anymore, and I should be at Ferrari and blah 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 blah. And
he's like, I'm not running and I'm not doing a track run. I'm on my scooter, bitch.
Yeah. Wait, he didn't run for Senna. He's like, I'll scooter for Senna.
Because it was also like
it's what Senna would have wanted, is me going faster.
Well, it's like Bottas and Leclerc rode bikes. But at least when you're riding a bike, you're putting the effort in.
Right.
Everyone's running, they're on their bikes, and Lewis is just like click with his fingers, with his two fingers.
He's on a lime.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. And George said, he's like, you're not running, and he goes, when you get to my age, man.
That was smart. He pulled the age card.
Of course, the guy's fucking savvy as shit.
Yeah.
But okay, so what happened?
Basically, George, only cares about beating Lewis.
Right.
Outperforming, Lewis only cares about maybe one day he'll nail the setup and maybe he'll win a race.
Right.
Not that great at qualifying
at
this point. Well, relative to George. I don't think he's ever, everyone's like, well, he's got the most, statistically the most, he's the best qualifier of all time.
Yeah.
But relative to his racecraft, qualifying is not his strength. Nico Rosberg, you look at the stats, they were he would beat Nico in the races, but they qualified they were fucking close in qualifying.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, always been his kind of Achilles heel. But George is probably a better qualifier at this point, but he sucks on his tires. And basically, George burned through all his tires. And they were really worried that he was going to do what he always fucking does, which is eager to.
Yes.
He was starting to struggle on his tires. His lap times were really starting to fall.
I see.
And they were they didn't want him to.
And there was a huge
Canada.
And because they're in the middle,
because they're Alpine now.
There's no one. There's people so far ahead, and there's people
so far behind. They were okay, George is such a psycho that he's gonna just try to keep this pace up to stay in front of Lewis, and he'll fucking crash.
Right.
And we'll lose the points.
Yes.
So they said, "Hey, we're worried about your tires. Let's bring you in." And George was like, "Okay, then you'll switch us back." And they were like, "No."
Yeah.
Because if we leave you out, you're going to die. Because you're going to die. Because Lewis was catching him.
Right.
Because Lewis knows how to maintain his tires. George is a premature ejaculator.
Which isn't bad. Which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Actually, a lot of people like it. A lot of people feel flattered. They feel flattered.
No,
you got to own it.
But it can't be every time.
Right, of course. And you
can't be every time.
You got to know you're that. You can't be like, no, I won't, and then all of a sudden you do.
But also, these races are marathons, right? They're shooting a porn here. You know what I mean? That's what an F1 full race is a porn.
It's a full movie, baby.
It's a feature length pornography. So you can't be prematurely ejaculating.
Right.
Sprint race, that's a quickie. That's a quickie in the bathroom.
That's just for the vibes, honestly.
That's just for the story. That's for the story. You do that in the airplane. That's to just be part of the club.
Yeah.
Otherwise it starts to get uncomfortable. So we'll put that on TikTok. So George is a premature ejaculator, and what do you need is a porn star,
right. And so then they were like, "We're gonna switch you."
Yeah,
and then he was like,
"Well, and it was for his own sake." They thought he was he thought it was okay, well, if you're gonna do that, let's switch us back because I'm doing you guys a favor, and it's no.
Right. I see.
This is the only way that you're finishing the race with any modicum of success. You fucked this up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Mercedes, it's a mess.
It's a disaster. We were early on that. We were early on hating on purpose-built tracks. God damn, we've got Gunther Steiner on the fucking pod, dude.
We bought early with Yuki.
I mean, subscribe to the Patreon is what I want to say. I mean, it's literally like a Starbucks a month. Come on.
Yeah, it's it's
and here's the thing. We're right about all this stuff, still poor. And
we got a Discord coming. If you're on the Patreon, you'll potentially be able to be a part of a Discord, baby.
And if you're a daddy, you're gonna get superpowers.
Yeah, that's true.
Figure that out.
That is true. Should we talk Ferrari?
I don't think there's much here other than they brought upgrades. Maybe they weren't as spectacular as Ferrari was the second fastest car. They brought upgrades. I mean, McLaren brought upgrades, kind of jumped Ferrari. Ferrari brought upgrades, maybe didn't jump McLaren. Maybe they need to understand them. The problem with Ferrari is historically Ferrari starts out strong.
Yeah.
And slowly starts to fade. So that could be what's happening.
Good.
We don't know.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, here's the thing. They're not fading. It's so far for them to fade into fourth.
But they could fade to third.
Exactly. Which it looks like right now, that seems like it's what's going to happen. It looks like
historically speaking, that's what is going to happen inevitably.
Yeah. You know?
But it was amazing. I do want to say that this new engineer for Leclerc, he was like, "You're the fastest car on track." Like, just fucking love bombing him.
Yeah. Hey,
you're so handsome and you have the biggest dick.
Yeah, you're awesome.
And just they're really trying to bring positive energy with this new engineer. He's really trying to get in Charles' good graces. Maybe you could hear the note behind the note there. Like you could maybe based on what this guy is doing on the radio, you could maybe understand why this guy Xavi moved on. Maybe it wasn't blowing Charles enough. Maybe it wasn't being positive enough. I don't know.
He was always checking on things as well. We said this on the Patreon, but for Javi was like, I don't understand why they all have to speak in English on the radio when it's not their first language.
It's probably for television purposes, maybe.
I get that, but let them speak in Italian. Let someone translate.
Subtitle it.
Come on, baby. I want to hear the honesty. I want to hear the fucking raw. You don't need to understand what people are saying to understand what's going on.
Yeah, just translate it.
Just translate it for the kid.
Yeah, and Leclerc speaks fucking Italian, so
exactly.
It's not like English is his first language. It's not like it would make him more comfortable to speak English. Like, it would probably make him more comfortable if you spoke French.
Right, exactly. Right, but if it's better for Javi, I mean, Javi's gone now, but anyway, what else should we talk about today? What else happened this weekend? Should we talk about the Williams organization? Williams, they re-signed Albon. We went into that in depth.
They did a whole press conference about it.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, this is the fucking signing of the century. This is LeBron to the fucking Lakers.
Yep.
When it's really like Red Bull's discarded driver to the worst, maybe the worst team on the grid right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was disrespect. I meant no disrespect to Albon, but kind of, I didn't mean disrespect for Albon, but it's just like their air of self-importance is kind of nuts.
It's crazy.
I mean, just understand that you're like Steak Kick 1 F team, whatever the fuck. At this point.
Steak F1 Team Kick Sauber.
Steak F1. I'll give. You know what? I'm going to say something nice about Steak F1 Kick Team Sauber.
They
don't take themselves that seriously.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I don't even know who their team principal is. You know what I mean? Who is it? It's Seidel.
Seidel is like, I think, above that. Is Seidel,
okay.
I don't even know. No, is Seidel? I think.
Who is? But this
Look that exactly, but that speaks to it. That speaks
because
to it.
I don't even know who the fuck is on that team. I don't know who runs it. I don't know.
And that's how it should be for Williams right now.
Yes.
Until you start piecing it to the fuck together.
Yes.
Do a stupid Uber commercial and shut the fuck up, Williams. Alex, bleach your hair again. Do some silly stuff. Have some fun. But stop with this self-important. Like we're on a mission here at Williams. Like we try to do things. We do things differently here. Like I remember like how like when you're at like at a pretentious restaurant and you have a pretentious waiter. He's like, yeah, welcome to so and so. We do things differently here, and then they do it like a whole like. And they give you this breakdown of the 6-course meal and the pretentious. That's fucking Williams.
Yeah.
They're acting like they have 3 Michelin stars.
Yeah, and then you get it.
But they have an F health rating, and they are fucking, and there's rats everywhere.
It's kitchen nightmares, and they go in the back, and Gordon Ramsay goes in the back, and the kitchen looks clean, everything looks so good, and he goes, and then he opens the bag, and he's like, wait, you sell frozen food? It's fucking Amy. Remember, it was Amy, and we watched that episode of Kitchen Nightmares. It was
insane
ABC
lady
in Arizona. This is like the most epic Kitchen Nightmares episode of all time. If you've ever seen it, go watch it. It's incredible. It's the only time that Gordon has walked out and been like, I'm not dealing with these fucking people. I'm out. And hold on,
It's Alessandro Aluni Bravi is the fucking team principal, okay? When have you ever heard that guy's fucking name?
Never heard of that person. Never.
And you know how often is he doing social media? How often is he on the fucking... Never. He's keeping his head down because he's trying to keep his fucking job because his team fucking sucks. And that's what James Val should be doing right now. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
It's also this thing where it's like... It's also this thing where it's like...
Yes. There's take a page out of Alumni Bravi's book, which is fucking blank, because there's nothing on it.
And guess what? They signed Hulkenberg. No hand-wringing about like, well, Joe's really got to prove his mirth if he wants to stick around. You know, like quote, soundbite. What's happening with Joe? What's happening with Bottas? No, they just make moves.
By the way, and they're getting Hulkenberg. And they're fucking getting signs. And they're about to fucking put they're quietly stake F1 kick Team Sauber around right now. They're wolves in stake F1 kick Team Sauber clothing right now. And they're about to put their foot on the fucking neck of Williams.
Right.
Because real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Like lasagna, baby.
Stop fucking talking and start fucking doing shit, James. That's such a good point.
Yeah,
there was fucking crickets about Valtteri's future, and there's fucking crickets. The silence is fucking deafening about those two guys' future because you know their throats is slit.
Yes.
Whereas, like, you know, James is like, you know, I love Logan. I don't know if I'm in love with Logan.
Well, I love him. He's great. God, oh my God. You know, it is.
Shut up.
It's a performance-based industry, and he's really got to show. It's like, no, I don't care if Logan Sargent puts it on fucking pole this year. He's out. I don't care if there's a K-Mag in Brazil moment that happens. I don't care if he gets points in every race for the rest of the season. Logan Sargent will not be driving for Williams or in F1 next year. That's just what's happening.
It's in the stars at this point.
These quotes, and it's a performance-based industry. It's just like, what are you doing?
He just can't help himself.
He can't help himself. People listen, from two guys that like to hear themselves talk, we know when a guy likes to hear himself fucking talk. It takes one to
but he should do the high performance podcast. That's what he should do.
Right. Yeah.
He should do a podcast like that and just run his fucking mouth about performance. And then,
let's say, how did you perform when you? And he's like, it's that we learned a lot. We learned a lot.
It's about the process. It's not about it's not about the results all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the Logan's
the buck stops with me, but not really. It's Claire Williams' fault because the infrastructure's so bad.
Yeah, right. But actually over there,
we gotta get Claire Williams on the pod.
We gotta get Claire Williams on the pod.
Let's get Claire. We gotta get Claire Williams on the pod. Jenny, where are we with that?
She's hard to get. Listen, dude, she's hard to get a hold of.
Claire, she's out here with her hot ass husband, just fucking living her good life,
just living her fucking best life. Claire, We're stating it. We would love to have you on the Red Flags podcast, or if you don't want to come on the Red Flags podcast, maybe you'll come on Vanka Hours. You know what I'm saying? You know, like we've got Gunther. We're doing a show with Gunther now, so maybe you want to come on that. What the fuck? Yeah, that's just so true. They fucked up the pit. They didn't put the tire on right. They didn't put the tire on right. Now, listen, we talked to Gunther about how difficult getting the pit stops right is on the episode that's coming out on Thursday. We understand that there's difficulties for these teams, but it's not the first race in Australia in 2018. It's race 6.
You're also
how is
not
the tire
Haas.
not on right? You're also not Haas.
You don't have a VC-backed...
Right.
Well, Claire probably built the wheel guns herself, so and it's all about the fucking.
But you can't.
And by the way, Albon, didn't he crash in practice? Like, I mean, they're just not doing well.
No,
Albon's not doing well. The car is not doing well.
We did this before where we asked people to submit their best F1 pickup lines. They've put a prompt saying, I'm a Formula One fan, send me your best pickup line on their Hinge profile. So these are some of the responses that we got. We're going to choose a winner, and then whoever the winner is, the person who submitted the question has to respond to them and see where it takes them. If it takes them to no dates, then great. But guess what? If you get married, Matt and I are going to officiate the wedding.
10% of the gift.
Yeah. Okay. So, first one. Formula One pickup line. Are you a DRS zone? Because every time you pass, I feel the need to open up and make a move. Okay. It's emotionally opening up. I'm kind of, here for that. What do me and an F1 so cringe? What do me and an F1 pit stop have in common? We both finish in under 3 seconds. Wait. ... Okay.
Well, if you both finish in under 3 seconds, what's the fucking problem?
That's true. But this person saying the F1 pit stop and this person both finish in under 3 seconds.
Oh, I see. Oh,
yeah.
He or they.
He and
probably
the he and the F1 pit stop both happen in under 3 seconds, unless you're the Williams organization. Okay, that one's decent. With my long straight and your curves, we can make a damn good track. Oh shit! Okay, that one's currently at the top of the list.
The track, though, it doesn't... What does that mean, make a good track? Maybe I'm taking this thing too literally.
Well, it's his long, straight dick.
Of course.
Your
and
curves.
Her curves of her body. But then it kind of falls apart. The track... I don't know. I'm kind of here for it. Okay, next one. I want to smash you from behind going 200 miles per hour like Ricardo did Verstappen when racing Red Bull. I like this one. It's very direct.
It's very direct. Yeah, okay. That is direct. There was a cleverer way of saying that. Girl, are you George Russell? Because I'm really nervous about what you'll do if I make a move. I think that one's probably my fave.
That one's the most thoughtful.
Yes.
I like that one. That one's probably my favorite.
All right,
but it's a deep cut. It's a deep cut. You got to think about it.
Exactly. It's a thinker.
It's a thinker.
That is what they call a thinker in the biz. All right, so that is our winner for the F1 pickup lines this week. If you submitted
that one moves
that
on
pickup
to
line,
the quarterfinals, let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Great. And then we'll have an ultimate winner down the line. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So that's our winner for this. That's
probably
our winner
a bottom
for this week.
seed, hopefully.
Totally. There's better shit out there. Okay. Let's get into our awards. Daddy of the day.
Oh, this was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say brutal that they had the worst race and Crofty wasn't there, Brundle wasn't there. Fucking
it was tough.
Brutal.
It was tough. It was tough.
I kept toggling between
F1 TV,
the Julian Palmer DC, and the Karun one because I was like, oh, this is pick your fucking poison here, Jesus Christ. But I was really struggling. But I was on the Karun. When I was on the Karun one, there was a shot of Norris's dad. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh, good to see." I think his name's Adam or something. Like something.
Yeah.
Good to see Adam Norris here. sure he won't be missing another race after he missed Miami. Must have been a bummer, not to see his son's first win in F1.
Yeah, that.
And I was like, ooh, that sucks. I was like, dude, I was there for Lando's first win. That sucks. If I ever see Lando's dad, I'll be like, God, it was being in
Miami was
Lando's
amazing. Yeah,
was incredible. I really felt like I was like supporting him. Like it was good to be there to support him.
Right. Yeah, it's just
his two biggest backers, him and you. They weren't there.
I know, I wasn't there either.
I mean, how shitty must he feel?
Yeah, that sucks.
He's like, I'll pick you up back in fucking Europe.
Right. Of the 100 and he was 110 races he had done previously. Like he's probably been to like 85 of them. He misses the fucking one where he
and Zach's
wins.
Like, these upgrades are going to hit. And he's like, yeah, sure. Fuck
yeah,
you.
sure. I heard that one before. He's like, we're still talking about my son, right?
And then Zach's like, I was there. I was there.
Yeah. Let's remember that, Lando. It was always me.
So I just want to give a little shout out to poor Lando Norris's dad. Lando Norris's dad, who literally spent millions on his career, has done nothing but support him, and then just took one race off, and that's when this little shit decided to win.
That's good.
How about you?
I'm giving it to Lando fucking Norris, dude.
Yeah, very confident, very calm, cool, and collected.
It was a great race. And even when he was pushing hard, he almost went on. I mean, he got close there a couple times because he was really trying to, get that gap to be smaller.
They were all doing it.
Yeah.
Max went off track limits. Leclerc went off.
Yeah.
I think Hamilton went off. I mean, this was a tough
Yeah. It's a tough track.
Yeah.
No, I think it's I think this is going to be a great. I said he was going to get 2 wins this year. I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be 3+ wins. I think he's got at least 2 more in him.
I think he'll probably get 3.
Yeah.
And Oscar will probably get like 5 or 6.
Okay. Next we've got radio of the day. I mean, Lando Norris is pretty up there for a lot of these. Lando's back and forth with his engineer was pretty great.
Yeah.
Speak up. He's also his voice cracks a lot when he's just like in the heat of battle.
Goes through puberty during he's finally going through puberty when he races. I loved the little passive aggressive little bitchiness between Max and GP. Where he's just like, yep, they're catching you. And he's like, well, I can't turn. He's like, I'm just giving you information. Well, same here. It's like, who's afraid of fucking Virginia Woolf with those two? It's crazy.
It went snap tonight, George. It went snap. Martha. They are kind of Martha and George.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I'd also shout out to Brian just glazing Charles.
Yep.
You're the best, man. You're awesome. You're just so great. Your puppy's so cute. It's just everything's awesome. Though we got some tea from Italian fans. I don't know if they're Italian, but they're in Italy. They were at the race. Said that they couldn't find any of Charles's ice cream in Imola.
Classic Leclerc scatterbrain.
Hard to find. So scatterbrain. How do you not make sure that like it's stocked the fuck up? How do you not have like a little stand at the race?
Idiotic.
Crazy. We got Gunther Steiner with less. Okay.
Crazy that we got Gunther Steiner.
It's crazy.
Figure out getting distribution in fucking Italy as a Ferrari driver.
Hottest moment of the day.
Hottest moment of the day.
I'm giving hottest moment of the weekend to Yuki Tsunoda Q2.
Q3, you mean?
No, him getting his
mic drop in Q2.
That he's him staying in the fucking pits,
just chilling
for the end of Q2.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick nap. Wake me up when I fucking need to drive again, bitch.
I agree. Yeah, Yuki just fucking chilling. He had a great pass on Hülkenberg too.
Mm-hmm.
In the race.
He had a couple good passes.
He had a couple. He like when
passed Zhou and he had a good pass on Zhou.
Unless you're Yuki fucking Tsunoda.
Yeah, he had a good one on Logan.
Yeah. Yuki's just the hottest.
He's the fucking shit. Karen of the day. Someone said low-key Lando.
Why was he a Karen?
There was just like he was just like, I know, like, oh, shut up, shut up, guys.
Yeah, he's like, I got it.
Yeah. He's like, I know. I'm pushing too, guys.
Look, we're all working really hard out here, okay? But he was lying. He wasn't even pushing because he's like, I'm trying really hard, and then he then tried harder. So
yeah,
or
so
maybe everybody else started to fall off. I don't know. Maybe those McLarens are just better on their tires.
The McLarens are better on the tires. He had older tires than Max. He came in 2 laps before Max.
Yeah, but Max still won because he's the best.
He is the best. He's unbelievable. He's fucking amazing.
People are bored of saying this, but it's races like this that you realize.
Yes.
It's not the races where he wins by 30 seconds.
Right.
Because he's not even showing the whole dick there. The car's just too good.
Right.
Probably George being a little bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Red flag of the day.
I said it already. It's the fucking Oscar Piastri impeding.
Yeah.
Just ruin part of what could have been an exciting weekend. I don't care about anybody impeding or fucking up Kevin Magnussen's race. He deserves every imposition on him for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Williams, just Williams. Yeah. The tire, come on. What are we doing here? Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. It was pretty soon we're going to have to not do this, but okay. The real podium, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri.
Marrying Oscar, I think fucking him would probably be weird. But be chill.
Yeah.
Fucking Leclerc, killing Lando? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'm going to marry Oscar as well. I'm going to... Oh, damn. It's hard. I'm gonna fuck Leclerc, kill Lando as well. just this week. Just
because like this is a good time. This is a good time for Lando to go out.
Yeah, he doesn't need any more joy from me because that's what it would be. Joyful.
Yeah, he's just like, he's like George from Mice and Men. You just shoot him in the back of the head. He's like, I want to race, and it's like, yup, bang.
Monaco is coming up.
Is it next week?
Yes.
Damn.
What are you thinking?
I think Lando can win this one.
You think? Yeah. Well, I didn't know this, like that Oscar's maybe better on the high speed track because I was thinking maybe Oscar's gonna find.
No, I think Lando's better at the low speed corners.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So I think Lando's got a real shot at this one.
Yeah. Though he does struggle in a qualifying. It's hard. He'll
mess up.
He'll put it wrong. And in Monaco, if he's really pushing, it's, there's no gravel traps. It's wall. Do you think Leclerc has any shot?
Oh, no.
No, I want to believe it, but I just don't.
The car's
I want to believe that he does. It's the car isn't there.
The car's not there. We got some Monaco merch coming out. When is that dropping?
Oh, yeah. We got some Monaco merch coming out on Wednesday.
Fuck yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's so good. We got some Monaco merch coming out on Wednesday. Be sure to fucking get that. Free shipping. Everything on our site. Free shipping. So the price that you see, that's the price you pay.
Someone ordered a shirt from India and we lost $8. So just, free shipping.
Free shipping, baby. Okay, you motherfucking Vankas. Vanka
Terrible
hours.
Race, great podcast.
Good. It was a good race, dude. It was
not
bad, but then it was so good at the end. Guys, Vanka hours. We
got Gunther Steiner on the podcast.
Not just Gunther Steiner on the podcast. We have a podcast with Gunther Steiner. We're doing a podcast with Gunther Steiner. It really is so crazy. It does not make sense.
He fucking WhatsApped us, you guys.
Dude, we did an Instagram live with him, and Zach Brown was in the chat.
That was the fucking craziest thing that's happened in my entire life.
Dude, we were like, I said, hey, let's do, we should do an Instagram live. And then Gunther had been texting with us, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to invite Gunther. I'm going to see if he's free. So I WhatsApp Gunther. I'm like, hey, we're doing this Instagram live in like 30 minutes. If you're around, no pressure. And then he's like, I'll be there. I'll hop in for like, he was like, I'll hop in for a little bit. He hops in. He's on for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, see Zach Brown's on there, starts giving Zach Brown some shit.
No,
Zach Brown's watching us on a live.
Live on Friday after free practice. We're on the thing, and then all of a sudden Zach Brown's in the chat, and he's like, "What's up, boys?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is what is going on, Brian? What is going on?" And then because not everyone heard this, so yeah, Zach Brown says, "What's up, boys?" And then Gunther's like, "Zach, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be working, man? Like, what are you doing on
Do you have anything fucking better to do than fucking watching us on this stupid app?"
So then Zach Brown in the chat says, "I'm waiting for my pasta." So then we started going, I wonder what pasta Zach Brown ordered. We were like, Zach, what's your pasta order? And we go, Gunther, what do you think his pasta order would be? And he goes, probably something very American like meatballs. And then Zach goes, and then Zach in the chat goes, spicy meatballs, baby.
So Gunther knew him. Fucking.
He knew, dude, that was the most surreal moment. That was crazy.
That honestly felt weirder maybe than doing the podcast in person with him. Because we had Zach Brown in the audience.
Right. Well, we had so much time to prepare. We knew that this was coming. We're like, we're going to meet Gunther. We're going to do the pod with Gunther. This is crazy. And then we do like an off-the-cuff thing, and we're just shooting the shit. And then all of a sudden, Zach Brown's in the chat.
Can we open the curtain a little bit of like how it happened, or no?
About how what? About the Gunther thing?
Gunther?
Yeah.
Jenny says Patreon.
We'll do a little taste here, and then there'll be more on the Patreon, baby. Just the spark notes are that we got in touch with someone from his team after he and Haas split ways, and we were like, we thought that what we were doing was pitching him to just come on the pod. Like, why don't the first interview you do be like with us, because we've got your, like, we speak to your fan base and we love you.
Yeah, we were just trying to get an interview.
We were just trying to get him on the pod, be like, have us be the first place you like talk about your time like post Haas. And the meeting went really well, but we were like full pitching him on that. And then we hear no. Gunther's not like wanting to be on a podcast. He wants to do a podcast. Yeah. And then they were like, would you guys be interested? Because he liked you. Like, would you be interested? And then we were like, what? And then I said, hey, shut the fuck up. What did you just say to me? Yeah. What did you just say to me? And then we put together, we had another meeting with him. We were like, this is what we feel like it would be. And fucking here we are. We shot it in Miami. First episode's coming out this Thursday. It's going to be every Thursday following a race week. And in true Gunther Steiner fashion, look what I just got.
Chipotle, let's go, dude.
Some Chipotle. Hey, Chipotle, let's make it happen, baby. Anyway, so yeah, we shot it in Miami. The episode's going to be coming out every Thursday after a race week, and with other episodes sprinkled in as well. So there's going to be 20 plus episodes of Vanka Hours with Gunther Steiner coming out this year. So it's unbelievable. And huge thanks to Friday Beers and Almost Friday guys. Media, and huge thanks to Gunther and his team. It's crazy. It's fucking insane.
It's like, you know when you like forget that a really bad thing happens and you like remember it and you're like, oh fuck. That's what happens with this, but a good thing. I'm like, oh right. He's like, I have a podcast with Gunther Steiner. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like I forget. I don't remember that it's a thing all the time.
I know. I'm having those moments too where I'm like, oh my god, oh my god.
It's like the launch is next week. I was like, what launched? Of Gunther Steiner's podcast. I was like, oh, right. That's crazy.
And you're like, and then you say, like, Gunther has got a podcast? That's awesome. And then you're like, wait, oh, it's with me? Holy shit.
I can't wait to subscribe to that. No, with you. I go, oh, right.
Yeah. But also the biggest thanks is to everyone that listens to this show.
Yeah, to you guys. basically, you know, it was weird because it's like you have in Hollywood, you know, you get promised so much, there's so much potential for things, and then it always falls through. So I carry that skepticism about this for so long that I just didn't. It took me like such a long time to like actually metabolize that it was happening.
Right.
And even still, I think I'm having a hard time being.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Do you find sometimes it's like hard to just accept that something good has happened?
Yeah.
Or no, you're fine with it.
No, I find that hard. I think I maybe find it not as hard as you find it, but I do find it hard.
But like, given that, you know, like in the industry, you'll have a show or a pilot and it'll get canceled, and you know, it's just like lots of like, you have to gird yourself against disappointment so much because there's so many great things thrown at you that then get taken away that it's just it's really hard to get it up for amazing things.
Well, you have to be able to I mean, it's cliche. Expectation is the thief of joy. So you have to be able to like just take the experience as the thing, and not get so far ahead of yourself that you're thinking like, well, then the experience, and then it's this, and then it's this, and then it's this, and it's like, you know. You get cast in a thing. For me, it's like you get cast in a thing. You hope that it's, you know, your mind immediately goes to, well, and this is going to be a huge hit, and everyone's going to love it, and then all of a sudden I'll get all these other opportunities, and then you might have had like a good experience on the thing, but it might be ruined by like all your expectations about the thing, and then so it's just you really have to work hard to not think that far ahead.
Love the process of it.
You got to just love the process of it.
Yeah.
And
but I almost become skeptical that it even exists.
Yeah, sure.
Like I'm like, was Gunther even there? Was this whole thing a dream?
Yeah.
I wanted to like reach over and touch him, you know?
Right.
That's where I was with it. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. No, I just for to you guys. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Oh no, it's just like, and then Brian and I had this moment where we're like, this is like if you, Brian, or me, Matt, like. This is the Hollywood. This is the F1 podcasting equivalent of like working with Scorsese.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be like if you were in a Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's the level of collaboration that it is.
Who is Gunther though? In the because it's not. I don't think he's Scorsese. He's
Tarantino.
He's Sacha
We said he's like Tarantino in the way that he resurrects careers.
That's true. But I'm like, but he needs to be like more.
It's more like B movie type.
It needs to be more like shaky, just like Tarantino's so
softy.
Like, yes. He's
more softy chaos. Or
yes.
Jenny said Werner Herzog, which is actually kind of perfect.
Totally.
Yeah. But and then it's like, how do we reach this level and still be poor?
We're working on it, baby. We're working on it.
Yeah, but thanks to you guys.
Thanks to you guys. Thank you for listening, for supporting us, and having the hive mind of us that that you all know what the fuck Vanka is.
For spreading this virus
of red flags Vanka-ness, and now the man himself is involved with it. It's just, it's crazy. It really hasn't hit me yet. Yeah. But when we were on that fucking Instagram live and we're talking to him and then Zach Brown's in the chat, I was like, wow. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, because this episode we shot, like, there was nobody there. It was just us.
Right, well, the episode, but as of right now, it hasn't come out yet. So it's like, but no, it's amazing. And we have you guys to thank. So we love you, Vankas. And next time you'll be hearing us say that, it'll be on Thursday with Gunther Steiner. So fucking
patient fucking zero.
Tune in.
Yeah.
Please. We love you. We worship you. Until next time.
Goodbye, Vankas.
I don't care.